Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Such a Wild, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I am the host of the BYRDCAGE show. Cousin Tracy, what's up?
Hey, it's me, Cousin Tracy Hall Cooper, and now I guess I'm officially the co-host of the BYRDCAGE.
I was about to say that. Before we get into the topic, I would just, hey, the crowd out there, y'all spoke, you know what I'm saying? And I made it happen. Contract signed.
I don't remember signing no contract, and I came today, and I ain't got no pizza. But go ahead.
But she's
I'm
the
here.
co-host.
I'm here.
She's here. Cousin Tracy is officially the co-host. We'll work out the pizza and the contracts later, but Cousin Tracy is officially the co-host. So we're going to clap for that.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to be part of the platform.
Yes, indeed.
I appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Oh, man. Hey, the people wanted you. So I had to make it happen.
Thank you.
So today we're going to talk about something that's another topic that's close to us, because, you know, I feel as though that we are what we're about to talk about. But today we're going to talk about mentors. You know what I'm saying? Mentors and actually the lack of mentors and why more people are not mentors and the effect that it has, you know what I'm saying, on our youngins. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because we came up, we had mentors.
Right.
I mean, I lived with one. I lived with one. You know what I'm saying? My dad was one of the greatest mentors. Like I got so many people that, you know, like, yo, your dad. Oh, if it wasn't for your dad, you know what I'm saying?
And you know, I got that with Uncle Lenny.
Yeah, right.
You know,
exactly.
I had people saying that they was Uncle Lenny's nieces and nephews.
Exactly.
And I'm like, you ain't my dad, child.
Right,
but
like,
you know, and I inherited cousins because Uncle Lenny was such a big mentor in the city of Camden and helped so many people. And growing up in our families and watching these men work. Mm-hmm. You know, watching these men give back to their community, watching these men step up and be dads and uncles to a lot of kids, you know, that help us become who we are.
That's it. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I think so many of our young kids, our youngins, I like to call them, is in the situations that they're in because it's not a lot of mentors now. You know what I'm saying? Like you do your thing. Big bro Orlando, he does his thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Antoine with AM University, you know what I'm saying? He does his thing. Like boss mentorship. So it's people trying.
Rising leaders.
Yeah, right. It's people trying, but it's just not enough.
It's definitely not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. And I think let's be clear, we're going to make it known that when we have these conversations, these are basically our opinions.
Oh yeah, it's our opinions.
And again,
our humble opinions.
Again, make sure you like, subscribe,
yes,
and all of that,
yes.
So you can hit us up in the chat and we can have an open discussion about it. But in my opinion, I think the lack of mentors is because twofold.
Okay.
Our society right now is a money-based society, so people are working, grinding, trying to make money.
That's
volunteering. I mean, mentoring is volunteering.
Yeah, true.
It's thankless, and you don't get paid for it.
You don't get
and
paid
not
for
a lot.
it.
And it takes a lot of time because you
true.
can't step into a kid's life and be there for 2 hours and then don't see them anymore. True. When you become a mentor to a child, to a young adult or young person, it's lifetime. And they call you whenever, however, whenever. And you got to answer. You got to be willing to respond. And people don't want to put that kind of time in to, number one, other people's kids for free. And I think society has a lot to do with that. And then the second part of it is because of the way society has deemed with, we had a lot of issues where people was touching people's kids and you know, people don't want people saying anything to their kids and people don't want to put themselves out there. You know, people don't want to put themselves out there. They don't want to put themselves, become vulnerable. When you're a mentor, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable. That's you know, you're open to loving on this person, loving on this child becoming part of your family. You know, I remember mentoring, and they'll tell you, I go to church, I had a whole world, all of them with me at church. Had to go drive and pick each and every one of them up. And then, and this is when was the country buffet or Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
So when we leave church, now I gotta feed them.
Right,
so that's a whole bill right there.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people don't want to put that type of time and energy into other people's children because it really being a mentor is really thankless. Like you put in the work. Right. You know, you help the kid, and then it is a situation where you don't know if you're ever going to be told, I appreciate it.
That's true. Nah, that's definitely true. I mean, I you know what I mean, me teaching, you know what I'm saying, me coaching, you know, I've been a mentor to a lot of kids and things like that, but like you said, it is thankless. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't, if you're into it to be thanked and to get some type of praise and
mentoring ain't
to
what
get
you want
money and all of that, that's not that's not mentoring.
And mentoring really comes from the heart. Like mentor really comes from the heart, and you'll find that mentoring, being a mentor to somebody, you step in the gap. Right, there's gaps.
It's a gap.
It's gaps. There's gaps. So today's society. There's a lot of absent fathers. Mm-hmm. There's a gap. Mm-hmm. There's single moms that are working. That's a gap. Mm-hmm. Some of them are really not getting the support from their immediate family. Mm-hmm. That's a gap. Yeah. Some of them don't have the support that they need in school. That's a gap. So when you become a mentor, you have to step in the gap. You have to fill in the gap. And you have to be there for the child to help them navigate through life's challenges, right? So a mentor is to help enforce what the parents' rules are, create structure, create consistency, because mentoring isn't successful if you're not consistent. You have to be there all the time. When you say you're going to be, you have to be a person of your word. You got to really be there. Right? So, and you do that with structure, consistency, and it helps the young person feel loved, feel appreciated, and help guide them through life's challenges. And be there for them, because a lot of times, mentoring starts out with you being an ear for a child that may need somebody to talk to.
Right.
You know? Right. Because they can't get that. They don't have that relationship with whomever.
That's true.
You know, and a lot of people don't want to put that time in. Listen.
Cousin, let's talk about that. Since you brought it up, let's talk about the qualities of a good mentor. Like, I mean, some people might consider themselves to be, I'm a mentor. I consider myself to be but they might not be good mentors. Like, what do you feel as though a good mentor, like the qualities of a good mentor? Like what's the qualities look like to you?
I think the qualities of a good mentor is a person that first and foremost has some type of base spiritual foundation, whether it's Allah, God, or whatever, right? Gotcha. A person that's willing to listen. Mm-hmm. A person that has, because none of us are perfect, but a person that's traveling on a decent path. Okay. You know, I believe a person that has some discipline. Mm-hmm. A person that has their own structure in their life. True. You know, and some mentors, you know, for the most part, if you got guys and girls that have been through some things and they've straightened their lives out, they can tell kids, you don't want to go where I was. Right. Yeah. You know, you don't want to go where I was, but now I'm here. And this is how I got here. Now I'm hardworking. I have a family. I have structure. I have consistency. I have discipline. And you know, the thing about it is, to be a good mentor, you have to be an example. Be an example of trying. You know, like I said, none of us are perfect, but you got to be an example of I'm trying. Right. I'm trying to live according. Do the best. I'm trying to live according. Right. You know, and that when you're a reflection, when children or young people see you, and you give an image, a model of what adulting looks like, and it makes them aspire to go that direction. You know, and that's what mentoring is about, is setting an example. Living the life that you preach. Right. Because see, let's call it words without works is nothing. So you can talk all you want, but if you're not the example of what you're talking about, it ain't about nothing.
Then it's nothing.
Right.
That's true.
You have to be the example of what you're talking about.
Authentic.
Genuine.
Yeah. That would be the And cousin, we had great examples of mentors. Like we already, my dad, you know what I'm saying, Coach Pat, Coach Mary, all the coaches at Seneca, and now Big Bro Orlando.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Amazing guy.
Like we see examples of it, and we just need more to try to take that torch. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I said to a couple young guys, and they're not even young. They're about 47, 46, 47. Okay. They played sports for Camden, right? So I'm like, yo, why don't y'all coach Little League? Coach Little League, man, I ain't doing that. These kids, man, these kids' mouths are smart. These kids' mouths are smart because they don't have anybody to show them the way.
They don't have the mentors. They don't have the, you know what I'm saying? Like we were shown the way.
Right, but you took pride in seeing your coach.
Right.
Talking to your coach.
True.
You know what I mean? You took pride in that one or two teacher that was your favorite teacher. Like I remember my daughter said this to me.
That is true.
My daughter said when she went to Cream School under Miss Dorothy Wyatt, the teachers had to wear uniforms like the kids.
Right.
Blue and white. Blue, white with the orange.
Right.
Every teacher was dressed every day. And my daughter said I could not wait to become an adult to dress every day. It was the example that those teachers set. Right. It was an example. And being a mentor is setting an example.
True.
You know? Setting an example and just trying to show the way.
Nah, true. Like you said, like and I think, you know, like some people gotta understand. And we're talking about this because hopefully we can spark some interest, or not even interest, but spark some of you guys out there to think about it and become mentors, and you know what I'm saying, because it's definitely needed. But you don't have to be perfect to be a mentor.
No, not at all.
Because like you said, none of us are perfect, but if we can help a young person avoid some of the obstacles or some of the pitfalls that we stepped in and things like that, if we could just help them avoid that. That's, you know,
and through dialogue, a lot of these young people just want dialogue. They want somebody to talk to them. Yeah, somebody that they can really communicate with, and that's what is basically, you know, and mentor, when you use the word mentor, people think that's it's a heavy title. Right. Although it is a heavy title, but if you start out gradually with a nice conversation,
and it's just
open the door.
Next thing you know, you're
next thing you know, they in your car, y'all going to the movies, or you going to the game. You know. Yeah, and don't take it as far as me and have them living with you. But,
well, you superhero mentor.
Nah, listen. You know, it's just and you know, again, we're going to mention Orlando Pettigrew, who in our community in Camden City is a great mentor, who's a great example of a good guy, right? He's like a good guy, a wholesome guy. Yeah. But he posted the other day, he said the greatest feeling in the world is when you hear people call you coach.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the biggest mentors out here is your coach. A lot of people that are involved in sports, your coach is your mentor. Because you spend a lot of time with your coach. Right? So I remember hearing somebody, a young person, say that I don't know why y'all kids call her coach, because she ain't never been a coach to me. So I giggled because I've coached many, right? I've coached many in many sports.
And we know this.
in every sport.
In every sport.
I done coached every sport. Softball, baseball, basketball.
All the football.
Yeah, football, whatever. You know, so people call me coach. They call me coach, you know. My young boys from Cooper's Point, my baseball team from last year that won the year before last, I'm sorry, that won the citywide tournament before COVID. Coach, you know, so that title is the biggest title you can get for a mentor. When people call you coach, because coaching is teaching you what? Life.
Like teaching you life.
Teaching you life.
Coaching is there like Mr., Mrs., Coach. Like that's a title.
It's a title, and it means a lot because I'm helping you. I'm helping you, giving you instruction through life.
True.
You know what I mean? When you coach somebody, what you do? You give them instruction.
You give them instruction.
You teach them how. You show them the way.
Right.
You know, that's what coaching and mentor is coaching. Mentor is when you're mentoring, you're teaching, you're showing, you're leading by example. You're being there. And it's just so unfortunate that in today's society, people just can't find the time. Like, they can't find the time.
Yeah. That's because, like, when I think back, cousin, and, you know, of course, like I said, your uncle, my dad, I lived with one of the greatest mentors, but just outside of him, just looking at, like, the Coach Lemaire's, the Coach Pats, the Coach Rowlands, Orlando, just people that, you know, given of their time, like, they didn't care about the time factor, because you figure they had families, they had to pay bills, and they had to work and they had to do things. But
think about all the stuff that they gave. But think about all the stuff they didn't get because they was given.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
That's true too.
Think about all the time they put in.
Yeah,
think about all the family trips that wasn't had because of football, baseball. Yeah, you know what I mean? Think about, so you sacrifice a lot when you're a mentor. Right now, in today's society, people don't want to willing to sacrifice. We built different these days.
Yeah.
We built different because, once again, like we talked about, the village mentality is lost.
Right.
The each one teach one is lost.
Right.
Hopefully it'll start coming back. You know what I mean? With all these, like, boss mentoring, rising leaders. They in front of these kids, showing these kids. We here.
Right.
But even with those organizations, it's not a whole bunch of them.
It's not.
Like, you got rising leaders may have maybe 11 people that you see with the kids.
Right.
Or maybe, to be honest with you, maybe 5 or 6 that you always see around the kids. Boss mentoring has about 6. You see the same 6 people around, but you got 15, 20 kids. They're all needed. They're all wanted. You know, so we do need more mentors out here. We do need more people with some values and some substance to step up for these kids, because these kids need us.
They need it.
These kids need it, and they need us.
Do they need it? I say it every day. You know what I'm saying? With teaching, I say it every day. Like, man, like, we need something. You know what I'm saying? To grab them and to try to get them. Like, cause come on, we can't save everybody. But you know what I'm saying?
And you gotta think about it. Everybody ain't fit. Like, all right.
Everybody.
And what I mean not fit, what I mean like this is, I'm a good mentor. So I've been told. But I don't gel with every kid.
Right.
Every kid, you know, you might not gel with. You might not gel with every kid, so you need more out here. But you need more options. You know what I mean? Because
like, I ain't gel with her,
but I like him.
I like him. Yeah.
I don't like T, but I like Coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know, it's all about the personalities and gelling. And once you find a kid that you can connect with, just ride that thing out till they become adults. And I'm telling you, it'll do your heart well.
Yeah.
When you see them turn that corner. Got this one kid, my young man that calls me mom, that goes to Lincoln.
Okay.
When I first started dealing with him, he was a sophomore. And I started dealing with him because he was going through some dark phases in his life. You know, so I deal with mental health. I deal with suicide awareness and prevention. So I encountered him in 10th grade. He had like a 1.89 GPA.
Okay.
Class of 2020, he gave the valedictorian speech for Big Picture Learning Academy on the remote graduation.
Right.
He's now in Lincoln with the 3.3, I believe. Okay. And I say that to say this, it does your heart well when it clicks in their head and they start to turn the corner. Yeah. They start to turn the corner. Yeah. When you're mentoring somebody and you see them on that path and you talking. And see, for me, I'm a yeller. Okay. You know, so if I deal with a kid, they got to know what comes with me. I'm a yeller.
Right, okay.
I yelled at my kids. I yell at my grandkids. I yell at my bonus kids.
I think she yelled at me.
Right,
before.
I'm a yeller, and you know, and I yell because I love you. And I yell because I'm trying to hone in my point. Right. So when I'm dealing with your kid, you got to know what comes with me. I'm a yeller. So if you don't want nobody yelling at your kid, or you want nobody, just know I ain't the one for your kid. But trust and believe, if your kid hang with me, I'm gonna get them to turn that corner. I'm gonna get them to turn that corner, and that's the thing. When you mentor, when you see them kids, when their light click, and their eyes open. And you seen them turn that corner, you know it's a great feeling, and it's all worth it.
It's all worth it.
All worth it.
It's all worth it.
Sometimes your pockets don't feel like it, but it's all worth it.
Yeah, true. Hey, like you said earlier, Hey, this is not ain't about the money. When you mentoring and
you
you're
giving
a
of
good
yourself,
mentor,
right?
you're giving of yourself, and you authentic. It ain't about the money.
So I'm gonna I hope he'll probably watch this, but I got to talk about Coach Lando again. This is how crazy he is as a mentor. He loves Ross, right?
Right.
He goes to Rosses all over the country,
Right.
all over the tri-state area, and guess what he does every time he goes into Ross?
What's that?
Football cleats, baseball cleats. He
Picks
finds
some stuff up.
any sporting equipment, socks, but he picks them up. They all in the back of his car. He'll pull up the camera high. Yo, Coach Hanson, I got some baseball cleats for the boy. He'll pull up the Centerville. I found these cleats for the boy. Who need gloves? And that's just when it's in you. It's just in you. When it's in you, it's in you. And as much as you say, I'm not doing it no more, I'm going to focus on. When you're a mentor and it comes from your heart, it's just in you.
It's just in you.
You know.
It's just in you. And we definitely going, big bro, you coming on the show. He was just on AM University. Yeah. So big bro, you definitely gonna hit the BYRDCAGE. You're gonna do your mentoring tour.
Absolutely.
We definitely gonna have him on. But yeah, I can man. That's my big bro right there, and
amazing individual, and he walks with style and grace. Like he's an ideal mentor.
Yeah, true.
Like he don't curse, he don't indulge. Like he's that guy. He's that guy. Now here's my thing for me. I'm by far not perfect, right? I fall short on a lot of occasions, but what I do know is I am an example of what I tell the kids all the time. Tangible success out of Camden.
I like that.
Tangible success out of Camden.
I like that.
So I'm an example of what you can be.
I like that.
Coming from the hood.
I like that.
Camden High graduate, tangible success in the hood.
I like that.
Like not everybody's going to be a pro athlete. Not everybody's going to be a doctor or a lawyer. But here's the thing. I was a police officer for 20 years. I get a pension till the Lord calls me home.
Yeah.
If I don't never get another job, I got an income. I got an income. So, and I did my time. I got respect.
Right.
I own my home.
Yeah.
I got a car. So this is what life goals are. I got a fence around my house. It ain't white picket, but I got a fence, right? So, and that's tangible success. You as a teacher, Camden, teacher. We need to start showing our kids what tangible success looks like. True. Everybody's not going to be a rapper. Everybody's not going to be on reality TV. Everybody, and when you're in this life and you're mentoring, all you want to do is show the kids that success can happen.
It can happen.
And this is what success don't mean I'm a millionaire.
Right.
Success means that I'm happiness. Peace.
Happiness. Happiness.
And
like
structure.
You said, like you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to be a professional athlete, you don't have to be a rapper, you don't have to but you still can be successful.
Right.
That's all.
And that's when you mentor, and that's all you want to show the kids. Yeah, like here's the thing, like I tell the kids all the time, there's a college out there for everybody, but not everybody's cut for college.
Right, true.
But that doesn't mean it stops there for you. We need plumbers.
Right.
We need tradesmen. We need electricians.
They get
paid. We need mechanics. We need, like you'd be surprised. Like it's just showing the kids what success looks like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Just being an example of, like I'm not a professional athlete, but
I live okay.
I'm good.
Right, I live okay.
I don't want for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I can, if you want to take this, I can show you how to.
I can give you the blueprint on how we're going to get you here. You know what I mean? And I'm going to give you the little push that you need, because the thing is, as a mentor, what you're not doing is you're not pacifying kids, right? That's not what a mentor is for. A mentor is for structure, for guidance, for support.
Right.
And again, to be an ear and be there for the kid. So you got to give them a certain amount of push and let them know, listen, I ain't mom or dad, and I ain't tolerating the mess. This is what you're going to do. And if you don't want to do this, then I don't know what to tell you. But don't come to me as somebody that's trying to give you guidance and think you're going to be I'm a pushover. No, that's not where we at.
That's not where we at.
And a lot of kids need to step in that gap. And they need that support in the gap.
That's another good one that you said earlier. The gaps. I'm gonna take that one too. Got to fill in the gap.
You got to fill in the gap. You got to step in the gap, right? Yeah. So listen, if you got it in you, you got the time, and you feel like you can be of some help, find a kid in your neighborhood.
Yeah, true. Just start with one.
Start with one.
Start with one.
Start with one.
Just start with one.
Listen, that's all you need is one. One, and I say that all the time. Listen, I
Start with one.
one of the mottos that I always live by is, when I leave here and God decides to call me home, it ain't gonna matter where I lived, what I drove, or how fat my bank account is. The only thing that's gonna matter is I've changed the life of a child. And one kid, you start with one kid. And that's always been my motto. I used to wear the pin on my uniform that the only thing matters if you can change the life of a child.
Cousin, you are dropping some jewels today.
Listen, don't nobody listen.
You are dropping some jewels.
Everybody lives.
Today.
Everybody lives. Your life goes on through your legacy, right?
Nah, that's true.
And when you mentor, and when you sow into these children, sow into these kids, they're going to be a shining example of who you were.
True.
Even if you said one or two things, they might repeat it 30 years from now to their kids. I remember this old lady back in my neighborhood used to say X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Because you always remember that one thing that a person told you. Somebody told you, and it sticks with you.
That's true.
So I listen one kid at a time.
Yeah,
one kid at a time.
That's true. All right. Well, hey, I ain't got nothing else to say. On that note, I have nothing else to say. You know what I'm saying? We need mentors. So, if you're watching this, we need mentors.
Not only do we need mentors, we also need coaches.
Yes.
I was just down Whitman Park, and they're trying to bring back baseball down there. And if you got any skills, if you got any knowledge, and you got some time, please,
that's a good point.
Coach. Centerville Simbas, Whitman Park, Stanley
Park.
We need coaches, and coaches is where you set the foundation for being a mentor.
Like, just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, good coaches. Like, come on. Like, come help these, because the kids need it. Like you said, we got to fill in the gaps. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like Cousin Tracy just said, yes, if you got some time on your hands, just come out and help out. Like, the kids need it. The kids need it.
And a lot of our kids in all of our communities find solace in athletics, right?
Yes.
Since we always going to talk about our athletes, a lot of our kids find solace in athletics. So what better way to connect with a kid or become a mentor than to start with coaching? Yeah, and we need coaches.
Because I believe, mentors is the umbrella, but coaches and teachers and all that.
All of that
falls under that. That's the mentor. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All of those positions are mentors.
Right. Under the mentor.
And that's what I said. Mentor ways is a heavy title.
Right.
But when you look at all the little smaller things that people are mentors, teachers, coaches, they are mentors. Yeah, people that the kids spend time with. You know what I mean? And somebody that changes your life.
True. I remember all my coaches. And to this day, I see him, I still call him coach, like you said. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, like you said, when I see my former athletes and former students, yo, Coach Bird, you know what I'm saying? I remember one time, before we get out of here, cousin, this is when I was still playing baseball during the summer, you know what I'm saying, for my dad's team, Tri-County. So, we were up to bat. So me and my dad, we sat next to each other on the bench. And a little kid was like, yo, Coach Bird.
Y'all both turned.
And we both turned around. I was like, oh, what's up? And my dad looked at me like, yeah, I'm Coach Bird too. I'm Coach Bird too.
Listen, I was at
I'm Coach Bird too.
I had a group of young ladies last year, young ladies, they're like 19. They started like a mentoring group.
Okay.
Rashawn Hornsby's daughter, Ashanti Hornsby, she started a little mentoring group. So I went to speak, and the girls was talking. They was talking about Miss Hall.
Okay.
They wasn't talking about me. They was talking about my daughter. I said, oh, I forgot. I'm not the only Miss Hall in the room anymore.
Exactly.
I'm not the only Miss Hall. And she do her thing with the young ladies. And my daughter does her things with the young ladies and trying to get them to, be groomed into nice young women.
Now, I'm going to say this, cousin. We going to have them on. We're going to have we're going to have both of them on.
They're a little shy at times.
Nah, we're going to bring the shyness out.
Yeah,
but we're going to have them on because they doing their thing.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
I put people in their life. You know what I mean?
true,
Mom
true.
was one thing, but then you had Aunt
Other
Keisha.
people, right,
Yeah, you had
right,
Aunt Keisha.
yeah,
You know,
nah.
you needed to surround your
Right,
children
right.
with coaches. Coach Avis.
True,
You know, Coach
true,
Avis.
true,
Coach
true.
Adamson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I had
Yeah.
people around, you know, the supporting cast.
Nah,
You know,
true,
the supporting
true,
cast.
true,
So you need
true.
mentors are needed. And I'm
True.
gonna say that before we leave, cut this film off.
That's true.
Mentors are needed.
Yes,
Our
indeed.
young people need it. Our
Indeed.
young people need some guidance. They need some support. And again, they need people to step in the gap. So if you out there and you think you got a little bit in you, listen.
Let's make it happen.
Not only for you a little bit in you,
Right.
but mentoring a kid could bring a lot out of you.
A lot out
you
of
can
it.
learn from them.
A lot, right.
Right. You know, you can learn something from y'all can learn from each other. You know, build a bond. You know,
true.
just know that it's
That
needed.
is true.
And that's
Cousin, before we get out of here, think about it. Like we had some great mentors in our lives.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole everything we're talking about, the mentors, the village, the whole nine. I mean, I know we from that era where that was a little bit more prevalent.
Right.
For that to happen, and I know it's a little different now. But at the same time, like you said, we need mentors to at least try. Like you said, just grab one. Start with
Right.
one.
Start with one. Just start with one.
Just start
Only
with
one.
And on that note, I'm gonna leave it at that. We're gonna start with one. Cause you got any shout outs before we get out of here?
You know my usual. Shout out to the gang. You know, and I'm going to also say, apparently he's doing well, but get well, Cousin A.
Cousin A. Cousin A will be here for the Father's Day edition. Cousin A will be the guest host. Just to put that out there.
My usual, you know, and again, we spoke about Coach Lando. I just want to say,
Yes, sir.
shout out. My hat goes off to him. And thank you, Coach Lando, for the example you set for our generation
True.
on how to be
True.
consistent and how to stay, stay the course.
Stay the course. Stay the course. True indeed. Hey, well, I just like to thank my cousin Tracy for signing we'll talk about the contract and the piece and all that, but the official co-host of the BYRDCAGE show, you know what I'm saying? And we need mentors. That's all we're talking about. No mentor is perfect. Like we said, we need mentors though. Like we need some of us to reach back and grab them youngins, you know what I'm saying? And like we said, just one. Just start with one. Just start with one. And that'll get the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? Sachuayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, the host of the my bad. Host of the BYRDCAGE show. Cousin Tracy, the official co-host. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk to you next time.
Peace.
Stone Groove, my man. You are